Hello everyone, today we have been given more information for the Magical Sanctum that is going to be arriving soon and a potential release date for the Magical Sanctum as well. First of all, we have received a new reveal, if you will, of all three magical monsters. First of all, we see their eggs on screen, then they do a wobble, and then they hatch into the beautiful monsters that we saw in the trailer. And it is confirmed now that these are the three monsters that we are going to be seeing on the Magical Sanctum upon release. First of all, we have Zyster. It's a really odd spelling pronunciation here. We have Zyster rather than Zyster. That's what you'd typically assume if you looked at the name. However, it is pronounced Zyster. Going from the spelling and how it's worded as Zyster, it appears as though it's going to play the xylophone. So that's going to be a really cool take on a Ghast family member, and it's definitely going to differentiate them from their Ghast counterparts in their family. It's going to be cool to see them play the xylophone too as they trail along their orbs. I really like the idea of them trailing along them and playing a xylophone. I think that works really well, and that we'll see it works so well when it comes to just watching the animation in game when they end up coming out. A Zyster is an instrument for scraping bone too, so now we know that it's likely that it will have the bone element, and I stick to my original prediction as well that it will have the light element as well going from its orbs. From their animation, I don't think it's quite likely that we're going to see any sound coming from their horns, just from how static they look inside of the animation and how much emphasis are on the orbs as they're levitating up and down in that idle animation, as we can see here. The next monster that we are shown to is then Knucklehead, and Knucklehead is, wow, I did not expect them to move like this. Their hands are moving up and down. There's so much emphasis on them if you look in their animation here, and their mouth is actually moving up and down too in that idle animation. I like the leaves moving towards the back as well. It really complements the design really well. As for the mouth moving up and down, however, that pretty much consolidates on the fact that they aren't going to be indeed a vocalist monster, unlike to what I originally suspected, going from how the mouth moves up and down in their idle animation, and it would be hard to animate them being a vocalist going from their mouth already moving up and down, as that would be really tricky, that right there. And we also have more information about Knucklehead as well. It has been revealed that sonic light waves actually come from its fist, apparently. So going from that information, it seems really likely that they are going to thud the floor and make a drum-like noise, especially from the huge emphasis that is being placed on their hands. It'll be cool to see how they harness light in their animation, as we know that sonic waves will likely come out of their hands as they slam their hands into the floor. The emphasis on their hands is really cute as well, and again, I just get flower vibes from this monster. Going from it being able to make sonic light waves from its hands, as it likely will slam them on the floor, it's likely that it will have the light element. We know that all the light elementals harness light in some capacity, so with Knucklehead harnessing light with its hands, it's obvious that it will include the light element, and obviously from it having knuckles, it's likely that it will have the bone element as well. I think those two elements are pretty much confirmed. We know for a fact that these two elements would make sense above all, as your knuckle refers to the bones inside your fist. So those two elements are pretty much confirmed, just like to Zyster's bone elements going from its name. The next monster that we are shown to is Friendly, our tropical tree one, and oh my god, they're so cute as they're going up and down here. Look at them go. They aren't stopping. They appear so grumpy, this monster. I love them so much in their idle animation. If we have a look at their toes, however, there are actually holes inside of their toes. I didn't originally see this in my original breakdown video. However, people pointed it out in the comments, and that specific design choice there is going to really tie into them differentiating to toe jammer. Seen as though they have holes in their feet, which really aren't visible unless you look really closely, to be honest, and inspect this design quite a bit. It's likely that they will make a woodwind instrument noise. I would say they could make a whistle or flute noise too, and air could circulate upwards from their toes. That would be a really interesting aspect to go with here, and they could really play on the tree and it flowing really nicely too as the air circulates upwards from their toes. That would be a cool concept. However, we do have flute fly on the island, so therefore it may be quite unlikely that we'll see a whistle or flute instrument, but it would be a cool idea, and I definitely think that they're going to head down. However, the woodwind instrument aspect behind it, because that could still include the air circulating upwards depending on the instrument used. And I am very excited to see the animation for this one particularly. I think the other ones are rather self-explanatory as towards what they're going to do inside of their animations. However, with this one, we don't really know much about how it's going to make its noise, even though I've seen its design and everything. For Zyster and Knucklehead, we know conclusively really what they're going to make in terms of their sound. However, for Frontly, it really is up in the air at the moment, and it's going to be exciting to see what does come out of them. I think it is, again, going to be a woodwind instrument, but who knows? They could do literally anything with this one, and that's why it's so exciting. Unfortunately, the name doesn't give us any more information regarding Frontly's elements, so we are going to have to wait on the sidelines to just find out what elements they are, and I'll just stick to my original prediction that I had for now, of them being the psychic and bone element. We do have a lot of bone elements here, however, as both Zyster and Knucklehead are bone elemental, so maybe it's unlikely that they will have the bone element, but that could easily be replaced with an element like Fairy. For the release of future magical monsters, we have also been shown to what is going to happen from here, as obviously we will only have the 3 counterparts that we know of right now, Frontly, Knucklehead, and Zyster, coming when Magical Sanctum releases. So as for the next 8 magical monsters that we can expect them in 2-week intervals, so every single 2 weeks we will be getting a new pure magical hybrid, which is going to be really exciting to check out in game. I'm really excited about this aspect because having weekly releases really excites me, and I'm sure we'll have other content along the way, and it is going to be interesting to see how 2 weeks works to over a week. I think it's going to be really exciting checking them all out, and I'm so happy that we are going to have time as well to check out each monster in game too, rather than just checking them all out at once. I think that will work out a lot better, and I'm overall just really excited about that aspect. I'm happy as well that we're getting weekly releases. It may not be every single week, but every 2 weeks is a really, really cool option to go down, and I'm just going to be really excited to check them all out. For when the update will release then, the big one, seeing as though we have had the trailer now, and we have now been revealed towards the 3 monsters and their names, it makes sense that the update will release this week. I have my bets on it releasing on Wednesday, as that is when we typically get our updates, and I believe that will be the day when we will receive it. It could be a day earlier, a day or 2 earlier. I certainly wouldn't believe that it's going to be on Thursday or Friday when we get this update. I think it's going to be on Wednesday 100%, as that's when we usually receive them. It could be a day or 2 earlier, but I have my bets on it being on Wednesday, as usual with updates. I think all 3 monsters are wonderful in their own unique aspects, and I'm really excited to check them all out in game when the update arrives this week. Hopefully, it's going to be exciting to check them all out with you all. For now though, make sure you are subscribed down below so you can check out all my Magical Sanctum videos, and make sure to like this to show your support. For now guys, bye!